Well, still in the Moab area, there is one more national park you want to get to, and that is Canyonlands. Now, Canyonlands is divided into 3 districts. The one you're going to get to from north of Moab, a little bit by the outtake to Arches, is going to be the Island in the Sky. Now, if you hit only one of the 3 districts, the Island in the Sky is definitely the one you want to hit. It has a lot more character. We're going to hit that one first, and then I'm going to come back to Canyonlands in a couple days, and then we're going to go ahead and do a little bit through the Needles. The Needles, it's a little bit out of the way. If you got the time, go do it. But the Island in the Sky is definitely more impressive. Let's go ahead and see what this place looks like. So here we are on the rim walk of Canyonlands, and you can see the big flat plateau down below me. You can kind of see a road there along the fingers there, and that is actually 1,400 feet down. And then the further canyon goes down at least another 1,000. I didn't see a number exactly how far down that goes, but definitely a cool place. There's a road down there. Usually you can bike it in about 3 or 4 days, people are saying. I did encounter a gentleman who biked it on a motorcycle in, he said 1 day. I think they did about a 100-mile round trip on the motorcycles. So very cool road down there, and that's called the White Rim Road, I believe. So this is about a mile trail just along the rim. I'm not sure I'm going to do the whole mile, but it is pretty cool. So the canyon ridge that you see behind me there, that's really the confluence of the Green and Colorado rivers. And the history of how Canyonlands became a national park is in 1964, Udall and Dami, who were secretaries of the Interior and Reclamation, respectively, were flying over this area in a plane. And Dami says, "I would love to build a dam right down there." And Udall looked at this and said, "That's crazy, because if he actually did build a dam at that confluence, this whole area would be completely flooded and we'd be kind of standing in a man-made lake. Certainly less impressive than what we have with Canyonlands." So some of the other geography back here, we already talked about, it's about 1,400 feet down below, down to there. Way out yonder, you probably can't see it. Zoom in. Ooh, that's a big nose. Out yonder, there it is. That's the Needles. And we'll get there another day. There's actually no access to that from here. You need to go way south of Moab, and then you can shoot up to the Needles there. That actually looks pretty cool over there. And just seeing very briefly from here what I can see, it's totally awesome. So I'm going to get there in the next couple of days as I'm driving down that general direction. But here's, again, more of the canyons and gorges and things. Beautiful. Maybe this is a controversial opinion. I think that Canyonlands is more impressive than the Grand Canyon. That one's deeper, of course, but man, this one's got some cool character. Now we're in one of the spaces in Canyonlands. It's not actually a canyon, but instead it's some Aztec's butt. Well, I guess that's Aztec Butte, but you know. So this is a little place where the Pueblos would come in, and they would actually dig out either living structures or granaries and store some food. There's also this one here, I believe, is going to have some of the granaries And then there's another big one right over there. That's actually where our trail goes. I can actually see a few people up on that trail right now. So it's pretty cool looking. We'll see if I do that part or not, but we're gonna get at least as far as the granaries and see what that looks like. Well, that's fun. This is where the trail goes. So I get to scale a cliff. Yay! Actually, I do secretly enjoy this kind of stuff. Okay, never mind. It's not secret. I just enjoy this kind of stuff. So, here's some of the cliff walls here. We just have to be careful not to go tumbling on down there and dying. That would just kind of suck, you know. Death would not be fun. I can see the van from here. Woo, see that? Ooh, look at that. Very cool. This is where they built their structures. If you like these types of structures, go have a look at Mesa Verde as well. There's tons and tons of these. These are clearly, I don't know, I'd say clearly granaries. That's what they say. But frankly, it almost looks like a small dwelling structure as well. But there's a lot taller ones. Like this is one you could probably winter in. But then you'll have taller ones in Mesa Verde where actually houses inside. I'm not sure there's any more. I could keep going maybe, but we'll see. But that is actually pretty cool. Well, I have reached the very tippy top of Whale Rock. So this is a very nice high spot. I don't know if it's the highest in the park, but it is certainly a high spot. We can see over here are the various canyons we looked at before. I think I see the Needles in the distance. And then this is the overlook area I'm looking for. What is it? Whatever the mound is. And then of course we did, a little bit ago we did Aztecs. The Aztec Butte, that is that butte right there. Very nice views. So this is the Upheaval Dome. It is a crater with sharp pointed rock. Two hypotheses. One is going to be a salt dome, which has fractured, or right now more scientists are speculating it was a meteor. So a meteor hit creates this entire canyon, basically a giant crater with this type of residue left behind. Well, it's about 7 in the morning and I moved on to a BLM campground last night. Got here pretty late. Have not even looked out the window yet, although I did a little bit of night photography last night.
Having left the Island in the Sky District, we now come to the Needles District, where I stayed overnight and had a chance to experiment with a little bit more night photography, just slowly honing in on the skill. But then I got up early in the morning. I'm staying at some BLM grounds just outside of the Needles District entrance. Had to go down, open up the gate, and drive on in. These are the mornings that you just cannot capture in photographs. The beautiful, beautiful scenery as the sun rises over the canyons is absolutely to die for, especially with all these individual canyons down here. And then we're going to get in and start hiking around a little bit in the Needles District. Overall, this was probably one of the highlight mornings on the trip, as you can kind of see from the footage here.
Well, we are in Pothole Point over in the Needles district of Canyonlands. Very nice scenery. I will be very disappointed if we don't have a path to get over to the actual Needles, because it looks like the road actually goes more the opposite direction. But we shall see. We'll get through all this. It's not a whole lot out here other than just, this is like the first little trail. There's a few trailheads for big hikes for people who want to do big stuff. But it looks like there's not as much down here for people who are, you know, just looking for smaller hikes throughout the day. I'd say the Island in the Sky part of Canyonlands is better for that. But yeah, it is really nice, pretty scenery, and it's wicked cold here. It's like 25 degrees or something like that, but it is beautiful. I gotta say that. So anyway, we're gonna make the way back to the van and see what else is in this part. So if you're visiting a national park and you're on the trails, these are the cairn piles you're following. Don't mess with those and don't build new ones. Somebody actually built one at the bottom of a canyon that's down that hole. So I climbed down there because it looked like the trail, and ended up dying off in the middle of nowhere. So fortunately, I have a offline GPS map which actually has this trail detailed on it. So I was able to turn on the GPS on the phone and make my way back up to the trail, the proper one this time. So don't mess with any of those, and I'm gonna report that one that I see to the ranger station so they can come down and see if it's supposed to be here or not. But anyway, yeah, don't mess with these piles. They're there for everybody's safety. So I'm just finishing up the trail, which is the Slick Rock Trail in the Needles district of Canyonlands, and this one's definitely worth the hike. 2.5 miles, a little bit rugged of terrain, very beautiful views. Kind of see behind me is Island in the Sky. That's the main district of Canyonlands. We have some other canyons down here where we were camping at, and the Needles are over on this side here. So very nice. This is worth the walk. It's about a 2.5 mile loop, and very fun. So definitely worth the hike if you're coming on out this far.
Canyonlands does rank up there as one of my favorite national parks. Just the scenery is quite amazing and stunning, and there's more to do than just look over canyons. With the Aztec Butte, there's Whale Rock, and going up to see the Upheaval Dome. There's just so much cool here to see. So definitely have a look at it. Island of the Sky is better. If you have time, hit the Needles District as well. But with that, thanks for watching, everybody. And where will we go next time? Because we're going to be leaving this area and doing quite a bit of a drive for the next video. Hit a couple national monuments in a single day, and then land in a big city for supplies and actually finally getting that laundry done. But anyway, thanks for coming along, everybody. And we will catch you guys a little bit further down the road.